It was the National Assembly, a National Council of Provinces turn yesterday. Political analyst Samadora Fikeni on Skype joins us now. Very good morning to you. What is he going to be able to pull out of the bag today? What sort of spin does he need to put onto his responses?
Well, I do think that fundamentally, one, he may make reference to the personal attacks and everything else and try to appeal for some decorum in the House, because much of his State of the Nation address and the period after that was dominated by that factor. He may also try to reiterate the fact that de Klerk was wrong in his assertion that apartheid was not a crime against humanity. Then he comes to the hard part, which is defending the record of his administration, where the figures of unemployment, the figures of economic growth seem to be worsening in many respects. There he might be saying that what he has done is to lay the foundation which will yield some results at some near future period. Things such as the pledges for investment, where he would say these have not yet arrived, but once they arrive, they'll have an impact. I do think that that is the only way conceivable that he can explain the current gloomy economic condition. And he may also signal that ministers, and the Minister of Finance in particular, the details of how some of the things will be done will be appearing there.
So he's really starting off with very little leverage, isn't it? I mean, it's sort of mopping up operation today. You mentioned the de Klerk saga, the appalling behaviour in Parliament under his government's leadership. I mean, this is a man that's going to have to convince them and us that he's got something to say.
Certainly, it is not a good start that we have seen in Parliament, but at the same time, the signals in terms of the downgraded projection of economic growth, the worsening unemployment, and the load shedding by Eskom, which by estimates is projected to be closer to 2 years, all those are not very good news for his period in office. Yes, one may argue that it may not necessarily have been his making right from the beginning, but at the same time, when he walked in, there was euphoria. People said he understood business, he understood his stakeholders, but it looks like he is trapped in the politics within his own party, where there seems to be lack of decisiveness on taking bold decisions on some of these issues, such as the state-owned companies.
How will he respond to accusations that he is focusing on party over state, and that when it comes to the unions, they allow him no freedom of any movement?
Well, he may try to dodge that one, but it is a political reality that is going to worsen before the midterm conference of the ANC. No matter what denial they may make, that is a reality, and it is for that reason that the centre doesn't seem to be holding. There seems to be no discipline. Each minister can pronounce on policies. Each ANC leader comes, they are speaking in turns, and it didn't help that in Nazareth, the manner the resolutions were crafted were double-barreled. They would talk of land reform provided food security is not disturbed, and anyone could emphasize any of those two aspects. And it goes for many other aspects of his policy. And those who are trying to fight back are getting bolder by day when they see that there is negativity.
And if I can just jump in here, I mean, it would probably help if he showed some sort of public support of Tito Mboweni.
Certainly, he has to show some support of Tito Mboweni, but even there he has to be cautious, because some of his most trusted allies in the labor union would not like him to take some of the positions that Tito Mboweni has taken, which even suggest privatization of some of the state-owned entity that he believes cannot be salvaged. So he has to do some Russian roulette here and tiptoe around these issues, knowing that the political forces may not be pleased by one move or the other.
Well, we'll be watching, we'll be there live, and we'll see what he's got to say. Samadoda Fikeni, thank you. Still to